Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up.
Roberta.
Happy Saturday, Roberters and Robertalinos. Welcome back to J is for Justice. My name is Jay. I'm your host, and it's Saturday night. You might see something new on the screen. Every time we get a membership, you get little J heads coming down. And when we get super chats and shiz, we see handcuffs and shit. So that'll be cute. But I see everybody is all decked out like in the holidays. We've got Angie B with the frickin' turkey, and then we've got Hey Jude with all the Christmas stuff. So I am super excited to decorate for Christmas this year, like lights and all. My granddaughter's 3, and I think she's going to be a load of fun this year. So I want you guys to give lots of love to your moderators. We have Shell, Snow, Angie B, and I think that's it for now. So give your moderators a lot of love. They're here always donating their time, and I appreciate them, and you should too. The other thing is we have the TV giveaway. It's getting down to the wire. We're going to be doing the drawing on Friday. This is a 32-inch LED TV, brand new, shipped right to your house. All you have to do is you donate via PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. $10 or more gets you an entry. So for every $10, you get an entry. So this will be something fun, and I thought it would be something fun for me to give back at the holidays, and what a good day to do it, but on Black Friday. So if you would like to donate that way to the stream, I appreciate it, and the cash tags are in chat and also in the description of the video. So let's get into this case. I see you guys are like, I can't stop thinking about it. I know. I literally had to take a break today because it's heavy. It's heavy and it's dark, and there's literally, I said Shell, didn't I? Oh my God. I thought I should said Shell. I said Snow, Shell. Oh my gosh.
Roberta, I don't know.
I have no excuse, Shell. Shell is the mod boss up in chat. And speaking of which, moderators, please make sure that you can get a hold of me because we're going to start a moderator group. Bundy vibes all over it. I just got done saying that. I definitely said Shell. Okay. See? Everybody's got my back tonight. Well, okay, so we do have some things we didn't know the other day. And that is, you were saying hello to Wait What? Oh, Wait What? Like the name Wait What? Double Roberta moment here. For reals.
You buzzed?
Maybe. Oh, man. Well, thanks for joining tonight, you guys. I know it's your Saturday night, and I am so grateful that you have chose to click that link and spend it with me. Oh, thanks, Cruiser Krish. Cruiser Krish. No pun intended there, Cruiser Krish. Thank you, though. Thank you. Gabby Potato. I knew what you meant. I remember when it used to autocorrect to potato. But thank you so much, Cruiser Chris. And I'm glad that you're here. And I love that. I love hearing that. Thanks so much. Hey, Melissa. Hello, Silence. I got to get used to calling you Silence, Baya. Olive Juice. Hello. Who else we have? 23 Kitties. I feel like I'm going to have 23 kitties soon. Carol HCR, Kate, and Northern Beans. Wait, what? Wait, what? Welcome to chat, guys. Those are our members that are in green. And if you want to know how to become a member, ask them.
Roberta.
All right. Now we're going to get into case stuff. So we found out some things, and we have this map, which is really good to look at because you see how close in proximity everything was that they were at. So, also they confirmed as of last night, and we're going to get into the video here in a second, that the roommates are not suspects. Okay, I'll call you Baya because you're just my Baya. Be a Roberta. Yeah, but we know that the roommates now the police are saying that they are not suspects. They are not considered persons of interest. And, you know, what gets confusing following these cases is that we've seen so many time and time again that, we aren't always told the truth during an active investigation. So it's really hard to kind of put our finger on anything at this point, so to speak. Because I just don't know. It just seems like there's so much that we don't know. Yes, thank you, Shell. I got that. Slack. But they did say the roomies are not persons of interest or suspects. And they also say that the hoodie guy is also not a suspect. And that they spoke to him. Now, he clearly knew. This is awesome, Shell. We have the layout of the house. He clearly knew those kids, though, because he was standing there talking to big guy in a little jacket, if you remember. So just to go like a little bit over the timeline, just to kind of go along with this map. We have in the yellow is that night, is Sunday night, 11/12, right? Yes. Kaylee and Maddie are at the corner club at 202 North Main Street, and they were there from approximately 10 until 1:30. And at the same time, from about 8, wait a minute. Where were Ethan and Xena? This doesn't make sense. Okay, check this out. They said hood guy. No, they said hood guy was cleared. And I'll show you in a second. But check this out. I just noticed this. Let's make this bigger. Look down here. It says that Ethan and Xana attend Sigma Chi Chi party at 735 Nez Perce Drive from 20 to 2021. So that would mean they were only there from 8 to 9, right? Right, Olive Juice. So where were they between 9 and 1:45? And then it says that they were back at the house at the same time, but they must have gotten back earlier because they don't have on here that they got back at any certain time. It just says they were at this party for certain times. Brunch Mom, oh my gosh, we've missed you so much. Yay. Be safe out there, door dashing girl. So they were at home sleeping. I mean, are we supposed to just put that together, or do we know that? Because I don't know. That's a little confusing to me. So then we have obviously Kaylee and Maddie at the residence at 1:45. But on the news, they made it sound like, oh, they arrived back at the same time. So it could just be a play on words. But not everybody was sleeping. Okay, that's one thing we're going to get to. Not everybody was sleeping. And I think that Ethan and Xana were the ones that were awake, because those two, we heard from Xana's father. And Xana's father says she had bruises and defensive wounds. And the news also confirmed that there were bruises and defensive wounds on some of the victims. They're being very broad. But I think I'm just going out on a limb. This is just me, J is for Justice, and I'm nobody. But I'm thinking the couple, Ethan and Xana, were the ones that fought. And I think that they were, from what I can gather, they said it's a very large crime scene. I feel like that would mean they were maybe chased throughout the house. It's a big house. And Ethan is a big boy. I don't think Ethan went down without a fight. And we'll look at the group photo of them, but he is a very big boy. So I would have to think that definitely Ethan fought. And we'll get to all that in a minute. So then, yeah. DNA under fingernails, maybe. All right, so let's get into what we've got here. We're going to look at the layout of the house in just a second. But I want to... I think this is the one, NBC. Okay, we're going to go to NBC right now. By the way, every time I play these, they strike me. It never fails. Every time. Stricken. I have a target on my back. Oops, wrong screen. But whatever. Okay. This is the one I watched about the roommates and stuff. So hopefully this will put some things together for all of us here. And if you guys haven't given this video a like, please do. It takes like 2 seconds and it costs abso-fucking-lutely nothing. That is the best part about it. All right, let's take a look here.
As investigators continue to find evidence 5 days after a horrific quadruple killing at this Idaho home, a dramatic new revelation from the county coroner. At least one of the victims was killed in their bed. Tonight, the family of Kaylee Gonzalez left with few answers.
My husband is in contact with them every day, the FBI, Moscow, Idaho State Police, and every day he just says, "Nothing, babe." And I'm like, "Nothing?" And he's like, "Nothing. I mean, just nothing."
Police releasing a map showing where the victims were in the approximate hours before their deaths, asking the public for any information.
We're doing the fastest job, the most thorough job, though, that we can to hold the integrity of this case and maintain that.
Officials say there was no sign of forced entry. Their house had a keypad lock.
It was a very popular house, so I know for a fact that people who weren't necessarily roommates of the house did have that code. So no sign of forced entry doesn't necessarily mean that they were invited in.
With the FBI now joining the investigation, police say 2 other roommates were also home at the time of the murders but survived uninjured and are cooperating. And with the suspect still at large, a mother's plea to her daughter's killer.
Stop all this. Let us mourn our children, and we can't when we know this person is out there. You know who did it. You know who you are. Just end it. The guilt has got to be just overwhelming. It's got to be sickening. Stop hiding. Stop running. Just turn yourself in.
And Tom, Kaylee's mother says one of her biggest fears right now is that the killer could show up to something like her daughter's funeral. They are praying desperately for an end to this nightmare.
All right, that wasn't the one I was talking about, but that I haven't seen that one yet. That was heartbreaking.
News at noon. I'm Brenda Rodriguez. The Moscow community wants answers after 4 University of Idaho students were found dead in a house near campus on Sunday afternoon. The Leda County coroner says Ethan Chapin, Zena Cornodal, Madison Mogan, and Kylie Concavez were all stabbed to death, and their deaths have all officially been ruled homicide murder. Our Abby Davis is live in Moscow. Abby, what have you learned today?
Hey, Lizzie.
Well, Brenda, you can see behind me the crime scene is pretty active right now. You guys can see that crime scene tape blocking off the entrance. There are a good amount of law enforcement here right now. We know there's a forensics team that is also still collecting evidence, but right now there's really more questions than answers with so many unknown factors. especially with the killer still out there now. The Latah County coroner, Kathy Mabbitt, told KTVB today some of the victims were in bed when they were stabbed, but can't say which ones. She also says it's likely they were asleep, but can't specify who. Mabbitt said she has no way of knowing if the same knife was used on all 4 victims.
There's definitely a knife. It would seem like if there was more than one, it was.
This is old. This is not the right report. But it must be this. We'll read through this. But I know that they did clear the hoodie guy, and I'm going to find it. So this says, this is from, let's see the date and time. This is today, 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll watch this, and then we will read through this article.
In Idaho say they are zeroing in on the timeline of what happened in the hours before a killer stabbed 4 college students to death. The coroner tells CBS News that some of the victims were killed in their beds. CBS's Christina Ruffini in Moscow, Idaho, tells us police there are now asking the public for help.
More than 5 days since the quadruple homicide of 4 college students
5
near the
days.
University of Idaho, there is still no known suspect, not even an apparent person of interest, and no found murder weapon.
I think it's always likely that the investigators know more than they're talking about.
Today, Moscow police put out a plea for surveillance video or any tips. They also released an updated timeline showing where all 4 victims were in the hours before the attacks. At a party, a bar, and a food truck. All returned home at 1:45 in the morning, shortly before they were murdered. The father of Xana Kernodle, one of the victims, tells our Phoenix affiliate he learned his daughter fought her attacker.
Bruises and just, maybe hurt by the knife or whatever. She's a tough kid. Whatever she wanted to do, she could do it.
The official autopsy report revealed that Xana, Ethan Chapin, Kayla Gonsalves, and Madison Mogen were murdered by stabbing. Tonight, CBS News has learned that some of the victims were found in their beds, and the bodies were discovered on both the 2nd and 3rd floors. On campus and in the town of Moscow, with the killer still on the loose, fear and frustration are running high.
4 people were stabbed to death in their home, and to not have anyone as a suspect, I moved here because it felt safer than where I was coming from.
Yeah,
now,
really.
As we've been here, the lights have been on in the house behind us, but neighbors say those 2 other roommates who were here at the time of the attack are gone.
You have to stand down.
All of what you see behind me, Major, including the cars, are part of the crime scene. Police say those individuals are cooperating, but they haven't named them.
Christina Ruffini, thank you so much.
Now, it says here that coroner Kathy Mabbitt would not provide any further details. She noted, however, that earlier media reports stating all 4 victims had been murdered in their beds was not accurate. And we know that now, that only some were in their beds, right? Only some. And let's see. Oh, shit. Let's see if we've got any other updates. I know I've been in the Reddit too, Lizzie Bones, and you can get into some damn rabbit holes. You can get in some crazy ass rabbit holes. This is just really odd that they have no person of interest. I don't know why this is new news, but they're saying the prosecutor was seen entering, but he was seen entering the other day. There's the guy, remember the prosecutor? It looks like Santa. So this says the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit and the county prosecutor investigate the home of the 4 students who were found dead on Sunday. But he was out there the other day, so that's not really new news. He looks like a... Hey, Alex. He looks like he's wearing a mechanic suit or something. His name is Bill Thompson. Prosecuting attorney Bill Thompson. And here's another photo. I can't tell what they're doing. Bagging something up? It had to be a really, really bad scene. So the other day we talked about the blood seeping out of the wall. Remember that? Well, I was kind of thinking about that. And do you think that it's possible that whoever did this, because what doesn't make sense is, right, you guys were talking about the 911 call. Does not make sense. Does not make sense that you would call and say someone's unconscious. Because like I said the other day, and thank you so much, Nikki Stripper Polls, for your super chat. Like I said the other day, you guys, if you call 911 and you're like, hey, yeah, I've got a person here that's unresponsive, they're going to be like, are they breathing? And you're going to be like, I don't know. And they're going to be like, well, can you go check? So what are you going to say? Oh, I'm not there, but I know they're unconscious. They would definitely say, like, check on this person. Do they have a pulse? Are they breathing? And you're going to have to give CPR. Right? If they were on something like that, Christina, they could definitely get stalked, but I haven't seen any proof that they were. Yeah, and Lizzie, there had to have been... Oh, you heard there was survivors on the first floor. There had to have been someone dead on that first floor because that blood was seeping through the first floor. The wall. No. So what I think happened was, think about it. I think they narrowed it down between 3 and 4 a.m. that this happened. If it happened between 3 and 4 a.m., there was 8 hours. There was 8 hours between the time this happened and the time 911 was called. So cleaning, mopping, the blood got maybe diluted, and mopping the floor made it maybe seep through. Just a thought. And they said it was not the roommates that called 911. So make that make sense. Make that shit make sense. I guess it's altogether possible that if the roomies were on the third floor, the killer called 911 because they wanted it to be found. And then possibly the roomies were still sleeping and the police woke them up. Could that have happened? Could these other two girls have been just sleeping and didn't know anything had transpired? I mean, there's a bathroom on each floor, so they wouldn't have had to leave. If they were on the third floor, they wouldn't have had to leave the third floor to go to the bathroom. So what if they were still sleeping and the cops and everybody arrived and it stirred them awake and they were like, oh my God. Could that be it? I didn't hear anything about that, Crow. Christina, if the killer did call 911, was he or she watching the house or still in the house? Has it been confirmed that the roomies were on the first floor, though? If they were on the first floor, how could they have not heard anything? Oh, it's a lot of hate. You're right, Teresa. I feel like this is like a total hatred crime or like a total Bundy crime. Just a mad person. I mean, obviously they're a mad person anyway, but with like a personal vendetta or just straight up mad. The 911 call was at noon. Noon. So make that make sense. I mean, they're saying that they're going to be in there like a week to process this scene, that it's a very large crime scene. If they were all in bed and they were stabbed in bed individually, it wouldn't be like all over the place. And it makes sense to think that the couple would be sleeping together and perhaps they were not the targets. I feel like the blondes, at least one of the blondes, were a target. Could be Olive, that rejection thing. There would definitely, you would think, be bloody footprints. Could killer have returned to the scene, then called 911? Possibly. But I think they narrowed down that timeline of when they died, didn't they? Let me see. Because I think they said between, I don't know why none of my stuff is saved. I thought they said between 3 and 4 a.m. All right, hold on. Let me check Slack. I just can't believe I know they know way more than what they're saying, but how scary to live in that area and be told, like, oh, sorry, there's no suspect. Okay, so it is confirmed. Here, we're going to run through the timeline real quick. Saturday, November 12th, starting at 8 p.m. Ethan Chapin and Kaylee Kernoodle, who were dating, were at Zaina Kernoodle, who were dating, were at a party at the Sigma Chi fraternity on campus Saturday night. Chapin was a member of the fraternity. 10 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Mogan and Goncalves were at the Corner Club in downtown Moscow. They took an Uber to the bar, according to Olivia Goncalves, one of Kaylee's sisters, and also home from downtown. Through further investigation, the childhood best friends used a, quote, private party for a ride home, police said in a Friday evening news release. All 4 students arrived home sometime in the neighborhood of 1:45 a.m. Sunday. See, so they do say all 4 of them got home at 1:45. So where were Ethan and Zaina in those hours? Sunday, November 3rd, 1:40 a.m. Twitch stream showed Mogan and Goncalves buying food at a downtown food truck called the Grub Wandering Kitchen, also known as Grub Truck. And the Grub Truck wrote on Twitter, "We are heartbroken and sending our love to the family and friends of Kaylee, Madison, Zaina, and Ethan." 1:45 to 2 a.m. All 4 students were back at the 6-bedroom house on King Road. The 3 women lived there with at least 2 other roommates. And Ethan was staying the night. 2 to 5 a.m. This is when the county coroner, Kathy Mabbitt, said the homicides occurred. Moscow Mayor Art Betji previously told the Statesman that police told him, that's where I heard it, the mayor flapped his yap. So the mayor said the police told him they believe the deaths were between 3 and 4 a.m. And the coroner is saying between 2 and 5. Olivia Goncalves, sister of Kaylee, said in an interview with Inside Edition that her sister and Mogan called a contact named Jack in her phone several times before they died. What the hell? At 2:26 a.m., Kaylee starts to call Jack, she said. Kaylee calls Jack 6 times between 2:26 and 2:44 a.m. From 2:44 to 2:52, Maddie calls Jack 3 times. Then Kaylee makes a final call to him at 2:52 a.m. So they get home at 1:45. Do they have maybe Ring doorbell or something or cameras? I mean, altogether possible, and they may not be telling us that. But what's this all about? 2:26, Kaylee calls Jack 6 times. And then Maddie calls Jack 3 times. And then Kaylee calls a final call at 2:52. They're both calling this Jack person. Oh, two roommates were home at the time of the killings, police have said. The roommates heard something, according to Chapin's mother, Stacy, though she did not go into details. And that would be Ethan's mom. Idaho State Police spokesman Aaron Snell told ABC News on Thursday the roommates were being cooperative. 11:58 a.m., Moscow police received a call about an unconscious person at a home on King Road near the University of Idaho. Police arrived and found the 4 students dead. A friend made the phone call. Ethan's mother told the Statesman. Police have not said who called 911. A friend made the phone call. Why is this Ethan's mom like putting things out there? Why is she putting little clues out there like that? A friend made the phone call. Chapin's mother told the Statesman. Police have not said who called 911. The university at 3:07 p.m. The university posted an alert on social media that said police were investigating a homicide on King Road. The post said the suspect was not known and advised students to stay away and shelter in place. 3:46 p.m., the school put out a second alert saying police did not believe there was an active threat and the shelter-in-place advisory had been lifted. The alert warned students to remain vigilant. 5:48 a.m., police confirmed the homicides for the first time. Monday, November 14th, 11:22 a.m., they were all confirmed as being the 4 students. At 1:41, the mayor, Art Bedge, called the event a senseless act of violence in a press release. Damn, you need to see if there's a professor named Jack at that friggin' school. Oh, shit. This is like a Lifetime movie. It makes me want to throw up. Tuesday, November 15th. Moscow police confirmed in a press release that an edged weapon such as a knife had been used, but it had not been located, and the department told the community there was no imminent threat. 11:15 on Tuesday, November 15th. Ethan's mother, Stacy, told the Idaho Statesman that the 4 victims died in a stabbing. They were stabbed. We got the call. I don't want people to make assumptions about our kids. It wasn't drugs, and it was definitely not some passion thing between these kids. Someone entered the house. At 12:45 p.m., the county sheriff deputy, Scott McColligic, told the Statesman that community members were leaving town because of the incident, and many university professors canceled classes for the rest of the week. 4:30 p.m., the FBI confirmed it was assisting with the investigation. The FBI arrived on Monday, and the state police had been assisting since Sunday. Wednesday at 10:52 a.m., the coroner confirmed all 4 victims were stabbed to death. 2:38 p.m., the Statesman reported that the police were searching for a Rambo-style knife. And they're saying that is a K-bar, which is a military-grade blade. So they're actually going store to store asking if they carry those blades to see where they bought it. 4:30 p.m., Moscow and state police, along with university officials, had their press conference that we watched yesterday or the day before. And then that was when they backtracked and they said there is a possibility of ongoing danger, but could not confirm and that people should remain vigilant. That's reassuring. Jack is Kaylee's ex, who she dated for 6 years. Why would both of them be calling Jack? Hey, potatoes. Wait, what? What about the dog? What dog was skinned? I did, Jenny C. I did. I'm just reading your comments. Well, let's get through this timeline and then I'll show that picture again, Jenny. Ooh, that's scary, Olive. For real? Olive Juice said one of the neighbors in the area posted online months ago that a neighborhood dog was skinned and some of the other neighbors' cats had gone missing. Oh my gosh. So, like, if you think about that, if that's true, think about the report of the students being confronted with that guy in all black. There was a guy that approached students in September. So is that who it is? If it was Jack doing it, though, why would they call him? They wouldn't. So report in September, the animals in October, and now this. Yikes. Where was that area, you guys, when we covered that story about the kid that was arrested for stealing the neighborhood cats? Was that California? I'm pretty sure it was California. He was arrested and then they let him out like right away. Kaylee told a schoolmate 2 months ago she had a stalker. How do we know that, though? I haven't seen any schoolmates come out and talk yet. No, they didn't arrest him, but they said early on that he had turned himself into police. I thought it was California that happened, Potato. I thought. Who knows? There's all kinds of crazy everywhere. Can someone please block Harold Gray, please? Harold Gray, we don't like racist here. That's really gross. Please block him. Okay, 5:30 p.m. on Thursday, hundreds of students gathered for a vigil. One student read a statement on behalf of a student named Carly, who was said to be a friend of the 3 female victims. I didn't watch the vigil. Friday, November 18th. The Moscow police said in a press release that detectives do not believe the 2 surviving roommates or a male seen in the food truck video are involved with the crime. Let me share my screen because you guys won't believe it unless you see it. I know how y'all are. And I don't blame you. But here it is. Detectives do not believe the 2 surviving roommates or a male seen in the food trunk surveillance video are involved with the crime. Police said online reports of the victims being tied and gagged are not accurate, adding that autopsy results showed no sign of sexual assault. So, no sexual assault. The Moscow Police Department said detectives have seized the contents of 3 dumpsters on King Road to locate potential evidence and have received nearly 500 tips and conducted 38 interviews. 38 interviews. And then they were, they were out photographing tire marks on the road. Mark Furman? What?
God almighty.
I don't think they've said they think it's multiple. They haven't really said, though. Detectives, this is what they're asking. Detectives are asking anyone who observed suspicious behavior, has video surveillance, or can provide relevant information about these deaths to call the tip line. I don't know how they could ever say we don't have a suspect. Or I mean that the people are not in danger. Skinned dog. She's talking about the post today from Sweetie Pilo. No one wants to acknowledge a dog barking out of fear and trauma. We don't know much about the other. They have not named the roommates at all. We know nothing about them. Hey, Rach. I mean, they haven't even found the murder weapon. But do you guys think that, I'm just confused. Do you guys think that the roommates really aren't suspects? Who's the girl? It says her name is Elena Tempelis of Seattle. University of Idaho student Elena Tempelis. Well, I'm not naming the roommates. I don't do TikTok and I'm not naming the roommates. I don't have any reason to name them. But that's who that is. That's her name. I think that people just need to not fuck with the roommates and not fuck with any suspects or witnesses and let law enforcement handle this. This is bad. This is really bad. Mystic, I have no idea. I'm going off facts. I'm not going off, just random reports. Like I can't do that. Especially not in a case like this. It's a little dangerous for me to do that. But let's take a look at that video again. And this here. There's no sound with it, but why is it not playing? Was it playing for you guys? My God. Princess Di is wearing a new dress. All right, hold up.
They were reportedly
So some of you were mentioning the girl in the black jacket. That's the other girl, right? And you're saying that's not her jacket. That's some guy's jacket? Let me see. Yeah, it is a big jacket. It's like a trench coat. God, they dress like I did in the 90s. It's crazy. It's come back so full circle. Yeah, that's definitely a man's jacket. But how do we know for sure? Like, how do you guys know who Jack is? Like, how do you know that? Look at their attire. Would you wear that to go to the bar? It's a college corner bar. I mean, they're not going to a nightclub. It's just cash. You know, it's a college campus. She was wearing a crop top. She got cold and she's wearing someone's jacket. But you know what? The sleeves aren't that long. She just doesn't have it on all the way. I don't know. I don't think that could be her jacket. Yeah, that could be her jacket. Marie Davis, a little bit, yes. I don't know. Jack D is the ex. Jack S is hoodie guy neighbor. So maybe they were calling this hoodie guy. I mean, we have no idea. No, it's a black trench coat, you guys. You guys are something else. Watch. Let me make it bigger. What would I do without you? What in the world would I do without you guys? Okay, you guys should be able to see that nice and clear. Do you know what a trench coat is? Like the trench coat mafia? They're long. Now, I don't know if that's her coat, but I'm just saying the sleeves are not like a dude's. Like, her hand is sticking out. But yes, it's a trench coat. Trench coats are long. They're like... Look at her just blowing her way through the... What? She's on a mission to something. What is she doing? And her friend checks on her, see? She looks to see where she's at. I just think she's wearing her jacket sloppily. It's the end of the night. They're tipsy. They're getting ready to go home. They're getting food. I don't know, guys. She does. It reminds me, I dressed just like that in the 90s. Oh, she went to hug that guy. Yeah, I think that's her jacket. I don't think there's much more to that. I think that maybe if anybody's wearing someone else's jacket, it's big guy in the little coat. Shit. You want to talk about someone missing their jacket? Someone find whose jacket he's wearing. Hey, Christina.
Who knows?
Who knows? I don't, the police said they were not, because if a Facebook said bound and gagged and then the police came out and said no, I would have to assume that they want to keep the rumor mill down. I don't think we have to make it worse than what it is. It's already bad enough. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say it one more time. I do not take any stock in Facebook nor Twitter. I really don't. Anybody can make a Facebook and put that they're so-and-so and do this. So if you do have something, though, please state where you got it. Because right now, we only know what, they're showing us, obviously. Yeah, I mean, what a great idea, food trucks. It's perfect. Right after the bar, they grab their food and they go home. See, Potato fact checked. I wish I could pin that. Potato said I could not find anything verifying the rumors going around yesterday. But I do have something else to share with you guys. And we can go back to this if y'all want to, but I think that's pretty much the latest. Let me see. Let me refresh this and make sure nothing has come out. You know how that goes. But I do have a Delphi update. Wait, what? Are you kidding me? A girl was hit by an out-of-control vehicle at a Christmas parade today? Oh my God, you guys, I gotta open up this page. You guys gotta see this shit. We're getting into some other stuff now. Oh my goodness. Check this out. I don't know why doggy cam is so blurry, but yeah. Hang on. She's sacked out. Saturday night sack out. All right, breaking news on J is for Justice via Fox News. Holiday horror. Girl dies after being hit by out-of-control vehicle at Christmas parade as bystanders rush to help. Let's see. Oh, Lord. This is in Raleigh, North Carolina. Oh, my God. This is terrible.
What happened? Adios. The hell? What happened?
I don't understand what that just showed us. Do you guys? Are they trying to get the car to go back?
What happened? Adios.
Oh, they were telling him.
The hell? What happened?
Are we supposed to be like petrified to go out in public? They were telling him to stop, Yeah, they were trying to stop the vehicle. What the hell? It says around 10:25 a.m. on Saturday, the 78th Raleigh Christmas parade was stopped, and first responders were called to the scene after a member of the CC and Company dance complex was struck by an out-of-control vehicle. She died. Oh, my God. The girl was taken to a local hospital for care, but despite life-saving efforts, she died of her injuries. Oh, God, there's a video from the scene taken by WRAL shows the accident as it happened. The truck appears to gain speed as the driver lost control. Yes, it had a float. Some people fled the vehicle's path while others rushed towards the truck in an attempt to stop it from running into other members of the parade. And here all the people in the Wisconsin just had their Christmas parade yesterday. Oh, shit. It says perhaps the truck picked up a little bit of speed and it kept honking, and then there was quite a bit more chaos. Everyone started to look confused. I do not know. Perhaps the fire engine and other first responders helped stop the truck. I am not clear whether or not someone was hit on the ground. Another bystander said she saw the girl on the ground with a blanket covering her. Others reported hearing tires screaming, and the vehicle's horn blaring at the time of the accident. Do you guys realize that all the little kids that see this shit as little kids are never going to be the same? They'll never be the same. And it may have been a medical thing, but like, she died. A little girl died. She was in a dance team. I mean, since when do we put our kids in a dance parade and on their dance team in a dance parade and they end up dead? They don't even go home that day. What the fuck? Police said the accident is still under investigation. The driver cooperated with police and was charged with misdemeanor death by motor vehicle, careless and reckless, improper equipment, unsafe movement, and carrying a firearm in a parade. It was no medical.
God almighty.
The parade lasted for about an hour before the incident, and it was canceled. Raleigh Mayor Marianne Baldwin issued a statement after the accident. Today started with such a joy. The parade route was packed with smiling kids, and it made my heart so happy to see. Now we are all devastated by the news of this tragic accident and praying for the victim and her family. It's heartbreaking.
Let this soft mineral
Oh my God. Like, what is this? Like, why do I get this? Come on now. I think this is the same video we just watched. It is. That's absolutely horrible. So then we have some more news. Hold on. Where'd it go? Potato, you're going to love this one. Jeffrey Epstein back in the news. Check this out. Jeffrey Epstein documents to be unsealed. Can you believe it? Shit is about to get even weirder. Okay, so the judge determined public interest outweighed the apparent privacy rights of the 8 individuals in the documents. A federal judge has ordered documents related to deceased convicted pedo Jeffrey Epstein and his associates to be unsealed.
Are you just going to stay quiet forever?
No, they're not.
Ooh-wee, that will scare somebody.
In a decision on Friday, Judge Loretta Preska ruled several documents filed in a defamation case against ex-Epstein handler and lover Ghislaine Maxwell to be released amid objections they would harm the reputations of the people named in the documents.
Cuba.
Yikes. Preska determined public interest outweighed the privacy rights of the 8 John Does. And this is John Doe's 12, 28, 97, 107, 144, 147, 171, and number 183. One of the 8 individuals is Tom Pritzker. Tom Pritzker, a billionaire executive chairman of Hyatt Hotels, who said the release of documents connecting him to the controversial financier would cause reputable harm. Boo hoo, Tom Pritzker. Let's take a look. Who's Tom Pritzker? I'm just going to call him Pritzker. Oh, this is Tom. Because he's not creepy. Creepy Tom. So I can tell you, I will never stay at another Hyatt hotel ever again. Not that I did, but I will make sure that I don't stay at a Hyatt hotel.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Brickster? Oh, shit. It says here he is an American billionaire, heir, and businessman. A member of the Pritzker family. He is the chairman and chief executive officer of Hyatt Hotels. He was born in Chicago and holds a BA from Claremont Men's College. He's very, he is worth $4.9 billion. Did he do anything? I don't know. Why would he why would he not want to be associated? What do you think? His father purchased the first Hyatt motel near Los Angeles International Airport. Oh, shit. He founded the Pritzker. Ready for this, potatoes? He founded the Pritzker and HJ Neuropsychiatric Disorders Research Consortium, a research effort into the genetic basis of psychiatric disorders. Damn. He's got 3 kids. And this is his bro. Nicholas is worth $2.6 billion. They're all part of, oh God. He's part of energy companies. His brother, look at this. Nick was an early investor in the e-cigarette maker Juul and the synthetic DNA company Twist Biosciences. What is synthetic DNA? Why do we need synthetic DNA, guys? Can someone tell me? Okay, so the judge disagreed with most of Tom Pritzker's concerns, saying many of the documents were already available and other legal challenges, and that their contents did not specify malicious actions. Doe 107 also objected. For AI? Seriously, why do you need fake DNA? Yeah, not digging it. Not digging it. These people have entirely too much money, power, and we've never even heard of them. Like, are you kidding me? Oh, I'm just the CEO of Hyatt Hotels. Nothing to see over here. I'm just over here making synthetic DNA. No worries. Doe 107 said the release of the documents was a violation of their privacy. Another individual mentioned in the documents is Emmy Taylor, a former personal assistant to Ghislaine Maxwell, who was also accused of contributing to the essay of her victims. Taylor, who is part of another lawsuit, objected to the release. She also denied any wrongdoing during her time working for Maxwell. Judge Preska said much of the information in the batch of documents is publicly available from the other lawsuit, so she ordered its release. Judge Preska ordered documents related to Doe 183 be made available as well, as they were subject of intense media coverage, but intentionally delayed the release until November 28th so that the individual had the option to appeal her decision. In the court's view, there is no reason to redact Doe 183 from the documents. The judge also ordered documents relating to Doe 147, who was named to be Epstein victim Sarah Ransom, to be unsealed. Prescott affirmed Ransom was an SA victim, but said that she already publicly testified in another case. Ransom also published a book further detailing her experience. In addition, she wrote a Washington Post op-ed with some relevant details. The judge said some of the other information in the documents was already made available in Maxwell's own trial last year, which resulted in her 20-year sentence. The judge did, however, keep some under seal, agreeing to some sufficient interest to preserve sealing. Another individual named Doe 12 in the documents remained sealed, as they were not a contributor of the abuse or a victim, Epstein or Maxwell, the judge said. Okay, so wait. Doe 12 remains sealed, as they were not a contributor of the abuse or a victim of Epstein or Maxwell. Okay, so we have to assume that everyone who is being released is either a victim or did the assaults. So yes, that guy I just showed, he did do something. Media organizations have requested the release of the documents. So they're saying they released collections on a regular schedule starting in 2019, days after Epstein's death. Hey, board one. Yeah, I don't know. Why is Doe 12 there? Jack D, are you saying that's why they need fake DNA? Because that's a little sketch. But if it's for something like that, I don't know how that shit works. Now look at this. Former pro boxer fakes his own murder. Fakes his own murder after wife hires a hitman. He says she wanted me out quickly. Ramon Sosa. Ramon Sosa was stunned to find himself in a shallow grave with a gunshot wound to his right temple. Except it was all in an act to fool his wife, who plotted to kill the former pro boxer by hiring a hitman. When investigators told me the plan, my first thought was, you got to be kidding me, man. I thought they had enough evidence to arrest her. Oh, Jack D, that's disgusting. I can't with that. They told me, yeah, we do have enough evidence, but she's a beautiful lady. She's a mother of two, a member of the community. We don't want to take a chance of going to trial and one of the jurors feeling sorry for her. We want to show her a photo of you dead, get a reaction, and use it as evidence. And that's how it all went down.
That's how it played out.
Sosa is recounting his story in an ID Who the Bleep Did I Marry episode. He says, I don't want other couples in difficult situations to go through what I went through. He's the son of a professional wrestler. He launched a successful boxing career in his native Puerto Rico. As a teen, he moved to Texas where he turned pro at 17. After bad management, he must have had Ernie Shell as his manager. He no longer wanted to be inside the ring, so he began training fighters in Houston. I can't. What the hell? After finding himself, look at him. After finding himself unlucky in love, Sosa met a woman whose beauty packed a mean punch. It was 2007 when Sosa, then 40, met a knockout at a local Latin nightclub. I wasn't dating anyone at the time, said Sosa, but she immediately caught my eye. This is Creep Town. The way she carried herself, I couldn't stop staring. She captivated me. Not only was she very beautiful, but she could dance, too. She then walked in front of me, and all of a sudden, she stepped on my toe. And she's wearing these 6-inch heels. I bent down, and she was so apologetic. All I could say was, would you dance with me? And we danced the night away. The mystery woman was Maria Dolores Dorantes, also known as Lulu. The buxom brunette, originally from Mexico, entered the U.S. on a visitor visa with her son and daughter. She was eager to start a new life in Houston, and she happily doted on the father of 3. The romance was swift, and Sosa found himself on bended knee once more. This time to propose, she became Lula Sosa in 2009. The couple opened a gym together in 2010. But within the 3rd year marriage, Sosa said he started seeing the cracks. Once she got her American citizenship, she started changing the way she talked to me, carrying herself. I remember she told me, I'm an American now. I have all the benefits you have in this country. I just thought to myself, what does that mean? It was very difficult. I was still trying to make our marriage work. I was trying to be a father figure to her son, as he became more rebellious towards me. But it was hard. A client that went by the name Mundo started training at the couple's gym. He had grown up on the tough streets of East Houston and wanted to turn his life around. Sosa became a mentor. Mundo was also friends with Lulu, who started to complain about her husband. She eventually filed for divorce. One evening, Mundo overheard a conversation she was having with her teenage daughter. It was about a big shot who cuts up bodies in Mexico. It was then when Mundo heard Sosa's name. The next day, he confronted Lulu, who claimed Sosa was physically abusive. She then said, "I'd wish he'd disappear," referring to her estranged husband. Fearing for his friend's life, Mundo told Lulu he believed her allegations and volunteered to help hire a hitman. Mundo hurried to warn Sosa. He was determined to be in his corner. So the dude ratted him out. And then he involved the police, and they had him, look, with the help of investigators, Roman Sosa staged his death. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Do you guys believe this? They showed me all these photos of dead men with bullet wounds to their heads, Sosa recalled. It was horrific. But I thought, let's do it. Let's go.
Roberta.
Sosa posed as if his hands were tied. Investigators even threw dirt on his head for a realistic shot. An undercover agent posing as the hired hitman showed the photo to Lulu during an arranged meeting at a parking lot. She laughed and discussed paying him $3,000 in cash and even offered jewelry and Sosa's white pickup. It was all secretly caught on camera. So she got 20 years for that. He says, life today is wonderful. He's even found love again and is engaged to a woman who's brought life back into me. He wrote a book called I Walked on My Own Grave. You guys want to see that picture again? I was just seeing what was going on, what was new. We went over, the prosecutor was there again today. This is the picture. This has been out for a couple days now. Hold on. This is the one. I think we played this the other night too. But this is the photo that you guys are talking about. This is not a second floor. This is the foundation of the first floor. So is Lizzie Bones still here? Yeah, I don't know, Scott. Would you? Would you even get married again? I wouldn't. I honestly think that this could be that someone was mopping and cleaning up. Jesse, I don't know what you guys are talking about back and forth, but I agree with you. It's like now you side eye everyone. Yeah, I can't play News Nation. I can't play News Nation. That's like playing WFLA around these parts. Vince. And then this, again, we went over the other day, but this is the alert we were talking about earlier that in September, on September 12th, the college sent this alert out that there was a group of students and they were threatened with a knife by a white male, 18 to 22 years old, wearing all black clothes and a black baseball cap. on a nondescript mountain bike and had a blue backpack. And that was in September. So if they never, that's what I think, Lizzie. I think that's the basement. Yeah, I think that's the basement concrete wall. That's the foundation. I don't know. We're going to look at the layout. Shell put the layout in. Slack. So let's look at let's look at the layout of that house. Okay, that's the third floor. All right, here's the first floor. Can you guys see that? If you can't adjust the knob on the television, just turn it a little bit. Adjust the foil on the antenna. It should come in just fine. So this is the first floor. Now, if we look at this and then we see there's bedrooms on each side, like we're facing it. So this is the parking lot down here. And then you're looking at the front door where we see them going in and out with the wreath. So when you walk in here, right to the left is the stairs. So if these two were sleeping on the bottom floor, when you walk in this front door, if you want to go up, you're just going right in that door and you're walking right upstairs. What if the front door was open? Okay, now here's the second floor. So you come up the stairs, and there's a living room here, a bedroom, another bedroom. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, so you come up, there's a step down, then there's steps in the back to go up to floor number 3. So in the back of the house, I need to look at the layout of the outside too. Hold on. So bedroom 3, and there's also a kitchen. So there's only 2 bedrooms. So the main floor is probably one of those like half basements, like kind of built into the ground. And this is like a loft kind of. So you have the stairs that come up to the 3rd. You got 2 bedrooms up there and a bathroom. So the second floor is the main floor where the kitchen is and all that. And then the first floor has the laundry. So the sliding glass door is up here off the kitchen. So I believe that house is kind of built into the ground, into like a hill. And it's definitely not off campus. It's right on Greek Row, right where all of the sororities and fraternities and all that are. But yeah, I mean, that's possible, Potato, because if they came in on the second floor through the sliding door, then they're right on that floor and then they go up. So like the bottom floor would not even maybe have been touched. So let's go back to our other thing here, the picture. I just don't understand how this happens. It's just crazy. Unless that comes from the second floor. Mary, you think it was bedroom 4? Let me go back and see. Yeah, I think you're right. Yep. I think you're right. Because if you go to the third, that's the third floor is kind of like higher in the back. I'm going to pull it up on Zillow. Hold on. Hold the phone. Do you guys know their house number offhand? Oh, here's a good picture right here. I don't have to go far. Here's drone footage.
Let this soft mineral melt in your mouth to rebuild your gums and teeth, and never need a dentist again. People are fixing their receding gums, decaying teeth, gingivitis, and tooth infections all by letting this
It's 1122. Okay.
Off.
Let's go ahead and watch
Point has
this.
been updated. Please check it on the map.
I'm going to mute that. Have you guys seen this? This drone? Seal, that is a lot of blood. Natashki, I didn't see him yet. Lizzie had to go brush her teeth. I know. Why are the weird voices always British? Okay, so I'm going to pause it there. See the... I hate when it does that. Forget it. The window with the white in the window. Forget it. I'll just keep playing it. The white in the window, that would be bedroom 4. So bedroom 1 is to the right of the door. Bedroom 2 is to the left. Bedroom 4 is the one with the white covering over the window. Bedroom 3 is the other window. And then 5 and 6 are in that taller area that we're going to see in just a second. So, Potato, I think you might be right that they came in maybe that sliding glass door. You dropped a glove. Check email. Okay. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Baya. Coming through with the photo. Daily Mail always has the best pictures, too. Thank you. We've got a side view of the house as well. Shayna and Nancy, I got your Venmo payments. Thank you so much. You guys are in the drawing. And thank you so much, Baya. I got your Cash App. I think Baya's going to win this TV, man. Yeah, they said there was no essay. Thanks, Juju. I miss the old school televisions. Police confirm the sliding door is the entrance for the killer, but the front door was wide open as well. I just can't get over the fact that they said that the scene is a very large crime scene. So we don't know whose bedrooms were on which floor. We don't know if like the two blondes were on the very top. It does give me Manson vibes though, because like it's so random. I just don't see that Ethan not fighting though if he was awake. And he would have been in that girl's room with her. Willow, I can't even imagine. Yeah, I'm going to go to Zillow after this drone. Thanks, Shell. And how many vehicles are theirs? Which ones? The house is really nice inside, too. I already looked at it. Hey, Sandman. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Oh, there's an apartment complex right next door. Look. Like a full-out complex. It's kind of sketch. Oh, okay. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, it's real nice. But her sister also said, Kaylee's sister said, there was the keypad, but like it was a very popular house. See, I don't like that. I wouldn't want my like people wandering in and out of where I live or where my kids live. Like, I don't know if that's just the college life, but yeah, the Range Rover is parked right there in the middle. And then there's a white car and like a bluish car, and then there's a red Jeep. Good deal, Mike. So I wonder whose Jeep that is. Yeah, I just showed the map, and it's all right within a half mile of the college. It's right there. And like where the food truck is, that's like a really popular, that's right downtown. See, there's a dumpster right there. They've got wide ass open. Did you see it? Remember, they said they confiscated the contents of 3 dumpsters. And in this scene right here at the bottom left of your screen, you'll see a dumpster that has both of the lids wide ass open. And then that's also right there, that road where the 3 cars are on the left is where they were measuring like rubber marks from a tire. Right, the front door. Thank you for clarifying that, Daniel. The front door where they entered had no keypad. Or, I mean, the sliding door had no keypad, just the front door. I don't know. Is it green? I didn't pay any attention. You'll see it. It'll be on the left-hand side of the screen. So that's probably one of the three. Let's look at the... Oh, we're going to see the back. Okay. Oh, my God, I hate that it does this. If I pause it, it makes it all small. So they had like a couch out here. Really, HJ? Oh gosh, they'll probably clean it and keep renting it. I don't know. It sounds like this house was just kind of left open. I mean, I'm sure they felt safe. And I think, you know, for all intents and purposes, they were. This is just... This doesn't happen there, you know? Look at the... Look. See the frickin' stool? That is chilling. Look at them going zooming in. Whoa. Definitely fought. Look at this. Oh, I have goosebumps. The weird thing is, like, I don't see... Right, Lizzie? Did you hear me, like, screen grabbing that? It also takes balls to go in someone's house and with that many people with just a knife. What's this? I don't know how I just stumbled upon this, but... Is that blood on those stones? Oh, there's the blood. Lizzie, there's the blood. Dripping. Is it dripping from a pipe? Or from the wall? Oh, my Lord. You did, Jesse? There you go, Lizzie. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. That's bedroom 4. That's bedroom 4. I was just going to say, are they going to zoom in one more time? I want them to zoom in on that little kitchen window. Oh, they're going to try to zoom in upstairs. The curtains are drawn. I know, Natash. It really isn't. Gosh, and floor 3 like sticks way up in the air. I don't even think floor 2 would hear shit. Wow, Lisa. There's that apartment complex. That's a pretty big complex. I know. I wish I could play it, Nikki. Investigators are flying the drone. Hey, free to be me.
Landing.
He's the drone operator, that guy right there. Good job, drone operator. Wow. What's the date on this? The 19th. Okay, this is from 6:30 tonight. So 2 former detectives say the Moscow Police Department's decision to call the November 13th homicide an isolated, targeted attack may have been premature. Former NYPD detective Herman Weisberg said he thinks they jumped the gun. You have to have a suspect or a reason to say that. They have a murder mystery here, no forced entry, which could have led them to believe it was a crime of passion or someone who knew them. Oh, here you go, Lizzie. Former LA police detective Mark Furman similarly said MPD's statement saying the attack was isolated and targeted struck him as odd, especially given the fact that the statement was made before the coroner released preliminary autopsy results for the 4 victims. No, they really don't. They don't know. The former LAPD detective speculated that the perp may have left a note or message of some sort in the house. Some indication that the attack was, in fact, isolated and targeted before the autopsies were completed. And then there's an investigator in a hazmat suit. What is that? Do they have a Good Vibes neon sign in their house? That's so fucking sad. I think that's on their window. Good Vibes are on the door or something. Both Furman and Weisberg said knife attacks are usually personal and violent. Furman noted that male killers usually shoot their victims while females more frequently opt for knives. Homicides involving knives typically involve suspects who have a lot of anger and want to inflict a lot of wounds. Hey, Megan Elsa. And then here we go. There's another view of the house. And then investigators are like looking up. I bet you he went in this sliding glass door. But there's also a fence around there. I didn't notice that before. That's Kayla's bedroom with the sign. Oh, what if there was music on at the house? I never thought about that. They said there could have also been other noise factors at the house to explain why no one heard enough noise to call police. Defense wounds, that usually indicates a lot of noise, but there could have been music on in the house. MPD has assigned 4 detectives, 24 patrol officers, 5 support staff employees to the case. The FBI has 22 investigators in Moscow, 20 agents in other areas of the United States, and 2 behavioral analysis unit agents working the case. The Idaho State Police has deployed 20 investigators, 15 state troopers, a public information officer, and a forensic services team to the scene, as well as 15 uniformed troopers to assist with other patrols. And Baya, you're going to make me yawn. I'm trying not to do it again. That is a hell of a lot of investigators, cops, and detectives. Investigators carrying out a bin of evidence here. All right, let's take a look at the inside of the house. Thank you again, Shell. This is so nice. You can just pull the shit up. Okay, here we go. This is a really nice place. It doesn't look as nice on the outside as it is on the inside. Okay. So there's 23 photos. So this would be the living room. And then those stairs go down to the first floor where the roomies were, right? So this is like the living room area, kitchen, second floor. Yeah, no carpet. No carpet. That's why I'm saying, did they mop and clean up? Now here's that sliding glass door area. Oh, excuse me. All right, here's a better view of the sliding glass door. That's where we saw the stools in disarray. Let me see if I can pull up that screenshot that I took, because that was pretty nuts. Okay, so there's your doors, and then here's what that looked like when they droned. Oh, here's an even better one of the door. The stools almost look like they were placed like that, intertwined to hinder someone getting out. Let's go back and look. No, it's not blood. That's tape. It's red tape. The wall with the blood is the foundation. I'll show you. We just saw it, but we'll show it again. Oh, it does. You know what? It does kind of look like that, doesn't it? Here's a better one. Let's take a look at this one. Gosh, it kind of does, doesn't it? They're definitely wedged in there. They're definitely wedged in there. That is chilling. Yeah, you're right. Look at HJ. It's wedged. You can see it wedged in the frame. No, that's red tape that the investigators put on. There must be like maybe fingerprints or something right there. Yeah, they are blocking the sliding part because the handle is over by the red tape. See, the handle's by the red tape. So if you were to try to open that door, that stool is wedged in there and it won't open. Dun, dun, dun.
Roberta.
Yes, it's completely shut. Daniel, so you think they left through the front? Yeah, it's totally wedged in. Here, you guys study this for a second. I'm going to go grab something to drink. I'm parched. So you guys take a look at this photo. It's definitely, the seat looks like it's definitely wedged. I'll be right back. HJ, you get a gold star. You get 2 gold stars. You are the Roberter of the evening. I don't know why police would have touched anything. I don't think they would have moved anything around. I'll be right back. The dogs ditched me. All right, I'm back. Well, there's 6 people living there, you guys. I don't think law enforcement would have touched anything like that in there. They would have left it. They're still taking pictures. They're still processing the scene. It's 2 stools intertwined, so by the legs. So imagine lying 2 stools down and just smushing them together and then shoving and wedging it in the door. And if you look, oh God, you guys. Okay, check this out. The stove is right to the right side of the sliding glass doors, right? So the one side is wedged in the door. The other end is pushed up against that stove. Look. See how the other one, like the seat of the second stool, is wedged up against the stove, and the seat of this end is wedged in the door. So, like, if they were to try to open the door, there's not only a stool right in the door, but there's also a stool like wedged up against the stove. I know it's not the frame. It's 2 stools. It's 2 stools scissoring. I know exactly what it is. The stools are scissoring and they're wedged in the door, and the other side is wedged against the stove. See the stove? See the door? That would have taken some time. I mean, do you think that they had that done because to keep themselves safe? I doubt it. Well, I don't know how else to say that I do know what they're doing. They're scissoring stools and they're wedged in front of the door. So did the killer come in and then wedge it? Or did, Lizzie? But I would think if these girls were going to like protect themselves, they would have like, a rod or a frickin' broom in there or something. Teresa, I don't know if they had cameras or not. But if they went in the sliding glass door, that means they did this behind them. But I mean, look at you walk in this house and that's all there is stools. I mean, naturally you're going to grab stools because there's probably at least 6. Yeah, wedged it so no one could get out. All right, let's keep looking at the house. Holy cannolis. All right. So back again. See, there's the stove. The stools are scissored and wedged. So this must be the second floor bedrooms and bathroom. I can't imagine that they didn't have cameras. I mean, this is a pretty up-to-date, redone house. I don't know. I mean, Mystic. So that must be the little shared bathroom. Here's the laundry area. And this must be the first floor bedrooms, or no? It's hard to say. No, this is definitely up in the air. Third? Lizzie. I just don't think law enforcement would put stools. This is the first floor. So it's kind of like a basement type-ish. All right, so right here, this is the first floor here. Bedroom. Bedroom. Because there's the parking lot. I'll tell you what, if I lived there, I would think I would not want to be on the first floor. Like, you'd have to, like, make me flip a coin for that shit. What if this is just, I mean, we're going, oh, ex-boyfriend, da-da-da. What if it's a Ted Bundy type situation? Remember when Ted Bundy went in the sorority and stabbed all those girls to death? No, they don't secure crime scenes with stools. I don't think so. There's first floor again. Is there? I didn't even know there was one, Lizzie. Hell yeah, I will. 3 o'clock Eastern, or? I think it probably was somebody familiar with this house. BGH says, I bet it was a professor. But they haven't left the crime scene. Like, they're there 24/7. So no one's busting in there. They're not like leaving it empty, you know? Lizzie, please lock your doors every day. We want our Lizzie Bones to be here. Like, if Lizzie Bones never came here again, I'd be worried. Everybody lock your doors. Although I grew up in a town, we never locked our doors. My parents never locked the doors. Bundy broke in at 2:45 a.m. with up to 30 people within earshot. Isn't that chilling? That's a good idea, Mystic, to put those thorny bushes outside your windows. Knickerbocker and Stockholm. And I hate smart locks. I hate smart homes. Because if your internet goes out, you're fucked. I am all about keys and locks. This house is like Fort Knox. My parents never lock the doors, but times are different. They sure are. Hey, Jacqueline Whitting. Welcome to chat. She says, I'm new. Everybody give Jacqueline a warm welcome.
Roberta.
I'm just shook about the looking at those stools. Let's go back to the screen grabs that I had. Yeah, you can never be too safe, man. People are nuts. They're just nuts. So is that like a countertop where the stools are like, are they up against a counter, or it's hard for me to tell. There's a big reflection on it. Oh, Seal, that was Bertolino.
Roberta.
You know what, Mary? All it takes is one crazy mofo out of those 1,000. For real. So down here under the kitchen window is where the blood was. If we go back. Here. Where's that other picture? Here it is. So that's on the second floor. And you know what else is crazy? The place where they were at the party, look at this. The frat party. Like, dude, these kids live in some nice places. Holy cow. This is the frat house that the party was at. You want to see this place? $800,000. Look at this place. I mean, that's some frat house. Is it 3 p.m. Eastern, Lizzie, or 6 p.m. Eastern? 3 p.m. Pacific, their time? I'll definitely go live with it. Oh, it is. This is the wrong house. This is You're right. This is California. Oh my God. Wrong house. Scratch that. That isn't the right house. That's Hollister, California.
This attack left the entire state on edge, and this week, we are all vandals. That includes the Boise State community.
Tonight, hundreds of people showed up in Boise, or at Boise State, with flowers and candles to remember and honor the students killed in Moscow. Shira Matsuzawa was there and
who knew them, and some who never got the chance.
I want you to say their names. Ethan, Zaina, Madison, Kaylee. And never forget.
I am still in utter shock, and I am so angry and so sad.
Boise State Student Body President Adam Jones was among the speakers.
When we have a loss like this, the community needs to come together. You know, we're 300 miles away from Moscow, but I think that you can't find a kid on campus that doesn't know what's going on, that isn't impacted by that somehow. A lot of us don't, they don't have.
Who's he? Who is he? Why is he talking?
Body President Adam Jones was among the speakers.
Student body president.
A loss like this, the community needs to come together. You know, we're 300 miles away from Moscow, but I think that you can't find a kid on campus that doesn't know what's going on, that isn't impacted by that somehow. A lot of us don't, they don't have a connection personally to those up there, but they still feel the loss. They showed up tonight in the cold. They waited. They cried.
When I heard the news on Monday, it was like a punch in the gut. I have an 18-year-old. I work regularly with college students and this population age.
As a parent, Kristen Olson attended Thursday's vigil to show her support for the family and community trying to cope with this tragedy.
The things don't happen in isolation, that we're connected, and I really hope that there is opportunity for justice here in this realm to be sought for those victims, that we care for those families.
As the candles flicker,
she was just a light to those who knew her.
A message to the loved ones of the victims that they are not alone in their grief.
And as we have been for the last few days, we will continue to follow this story. And
wait, who goes to school in Boise? This vigil was 300 miles away from Moscow? Look at this thumbnail that Inside Edition used. Jesus. I just want to see if there's any more footage of the house. That drone footage was pretty good, though. Thank you, Baya. Oh, the guy that was the student body president. Why'd they do it in Boise? Oh, I see. Okay. Have they done anything in at their school? All right, you guys, we're going to watch our Delphi update, and then that is going to be something that we're going to watch Tuesday because the judge has ordered the Delphi suspect in court Tuesday. And then Hold on, I think this is a new one.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Breaking news in Idaho.
4 hours
college
ago.
Students were killed and still no answers. It is now day 6 since the horrific overnight attacks that left 4 University of Idaho students dead in their off-campus home. While many details are remaining unclear, investigators have learned that a physical struggle took place before the murders happened, and that 2 additional roommates were in another part of the house that night. They're not believed
What
to be
today
involved,
video? Which one?
In the crime. Want to bring in NBC's Gotti Schwartz, who's standing by for us in Moscow, Idaho. Gotti, talk to us. What do we know? What more are we learning today?
Well, right now we're watching investigators outside of the home, and it appears as though they're taking pictures of some skid marks in front of the home. Now, there's a lot of people watching and a lot of wild speculation on this case. So let me just put some context to this. This right here, this is an area where police have been turning around. You've got traffic coming in and out. This is a road that's been open for a week here. And if we can pull back out, you can see that the crime scene tape has been extended over here. They've basically locked down this parking lot, which is where we're at. There's a student living situation behind us. So they're not letting any cars down here. And then they've taken this crime scene tape, which is for the house right here, and it used to drop off the driveway, and for now they've just kind of stretched it here, and they're taking pictures here in the road. Now, Yasmin, before we jump to conclusions, this could be just normal documentation, police showing skid marks that they may have left while they were turning around, or this could be something else. At this point, we don't know. Investigators have been extremely tight-lipped about this investigation, but we have seen over the last few days investigators still coming into this house, still processing what looks like evidence inside. Yesterday, they were in the backyard putting down evidence markers, digging through the leaves, pulling things out. So this crime scene is still very much active. Meanwhile, the community is still in the same place that they were on day 1. No motive, no murder suspect, no murder weapon, and the fear in this community has grown and grown and grown every day that this killer has not been caught. This is a college town, so many people in this community have decided to leave.
I'd leave too. Nina, yeah, you're coming in late. We're wrapping up, but we did discuss Hoodie Guy, and the 2 roommates are not suspects. And I have no confirmation that he's a friend or a neighbor. I don't know that. I won't confirm that because I don't know. So let's go to our Delphi update, because the new judge, the one that isn't scared to handle the high profile case, has said he's got to be in court Tuesday.
Leading up to when highly anticipated documents may become public in the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi. ITMH's Richard Essex reports on what he knows now about next week's hearing.
ITMA can confirm that the judge has ordered Richard Allen to the court on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, we expect to get a glimpse into the investigation of the Delphi murders, if the judge releases the probable cause. Wish TV has also asked the judge to allow cameras in the courtroom. Today, she denied that request.
ITMate recently interviewed Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter about the release of the probable cause that led to the arrest of Richard Allen. Carter is quite clear on when the probable cause should be released.
You released 3 seconds of video with some audio, I think in 19 at the same time. We've heard reports of 45 seconds or so. Is the voice that we hear from Libby's phone, is that Richard Allen?
Time will tell. Again, I think that once the probable cause affidavit was signed by the judge, it changes things for the investigative team. And I don't profess to be a part of that investigative team, Richard. So it would be inappropriate of us to speculate or talk about what we know until the right time, which is going to be in a court.
Will it answer all of our questions? Or is there still...
Remember, this case is 2,100 days old, almost. And the facts in their totality will come out at trial. And not until then. I can appreciate the desire for our citizens to have these questions answered. And my response to that is it will come. It will come. But if any of us said something that would be detrimental to the criminal prosecution of the person or persons that killed Abby and Libby, and I was responsible, you should hold me accountable too.
This week, Richard Allen was assigned 2 court-appointed attorneys, Andrew Baldwin and Bradley Rosie. ITmate obtained a copy of a handwritten letter from Allen to the judge pleading for a public defender. Both of Allen's attorneys have indicated they will be in court on Tuesday. The special judge in this case, Francis Gull, has signed a transport order in this case. ITmate is told that Allen was moved from a county jail for his own safety to a Department of Corrections facility. The judge has ordered him in court on Tuesday. Our sources say that Richard Allen went to a state conservation officer shortly after the murders and told the officer that he'd been in the area the day of the murders and had even...
Did you hear that? He went to Richard Allen went to a conservation officer and said, hey, I was out there, I was on the bridge that day, but I didn't hear anything. And no one followed up on it. And yes, I caught that too, B. He said person or persons. So I don't know if he's trying to just keep it open or what. But, you know, I mean, they act like, oh, the public, like it's our fault for wanting to know answers. But if we forget real quick that a few months ago, the families of these girls were at CrimeCon. They were at CrimeCon, which is a like a convention for true crime lovers. I mean, no wonder the public's going nuts for information. Don't you think that seeing a family at CrimeCon is going to spark curiosity?
La.
I don't understand that. I don't understand CrimeCon even inviting families of unsolved cases to CrimeCon. That to me is very wrong. And they probably pay their guests to come and be speakers. I mean, they sat these families up on a stage at CrimeCon talking about this case. And the grandparents of J.J. Vallow were at CrimeCon as well. But of course, the public is going to be want information. Of course, they're going to be curious. But now to hear that this dude went to a conservation officer and said, hey, I was on the bridge that day and no one followed up? What? Is this more of the cops trying to protect their ass because they fucked up? I'm starting to wonder.
The judge has ordered him in court on Tuesday. Our sources say that Richard Allen went to a state conservation officer shortly after the murders and told the officer that he'd been in the area the day of the murders and had even been on the bridge that day. He also told police that he didn't see anything. Sources tell ITmate that Allen didn't get much attention when he first went to police. After 5 years and countless interviews, investigators had become frustrated with the path of the investigation and ordered a review of tips and case files, and that's when Allen became a suspect.
So did they need to get a suspect, or do they have something on him? That's my question. Yes, the Vallow case is on, and they're going to be tried together. Lori's competent. I mean, it sounds like they had something, and then they're like, oh, well, after 5 years, we were frustrated, so we went back through, and lo and behold, there's Richard Allen. We got to remember innocent until proven guilty, because to be honest with you, that sketch could be a lot of guys. A lot of guys.
Jail for his own safety to a Department of Corrections facility. The judge has ordered him in court on Tuesday. Our sources say that Richard Allen went to a state conservation officer shortly after the murders and told the officer that he'd been in the area the day of the murders and had even been on the bridge that day. He also told police that he didn't see anything. Sources tell I-Team 8 that Allen didn't get much attention when he first went to police. After 5 years and countless interviews, investigators had become frustrated with the path of the investigation and ordered a review of tips and case files, and that's when Allen became a suspect.
Indiana State Police say that they are still getting tips on this case. The arrest of Richard Allen does not mean this case is over.
The arrest of Richard Allen does not mean this case is over. What is going on? Tony Miller, certain guests do get paid, don't have to be a celebrity. Well, I don't think celebrities are victims. I know they pay like the Dateline people and all that and investigators, but victims, families of unsolved crimes, that's just, I don't know. That's a slippery slope right there. But I don't trust anything in this investigation. I'm fully going to wait until they release documents because none of this makes any sense. After 5 years, they became frustrated, and then lo and behold, they've got Allen. This is one where I'm definitely going to reserve innocent until proven guilty because that sketch could be a lot of men. A lot of men. Okay, you guys, thank you for joining me on Saturday Night Live. This was fun. I had to play that like 3 times to drive it home. All right, so this is your funny going out video. Hold on. Guys, meet Goatman. Meet Goatman. This is Thomas Thwaites. Thomas Thwaites converted himself into a goat for 3 days. And he earned the 2016 LG Nobel Prize of Biology. So he lived as a goat for 3 days, guys. You cannot make this up.
Jeepers.
Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, guys. And dance it out. I love you guys. Thanks for your support. Thank you for being here tonight. Let me say goodbye. Peace out, guys. See you tomorrow. I will stream that press conference 6 p.m. tomorrow. I will see you there. And don't be a goat. Thank you, Juju Positive, for being a rebirder. I'll see you guys soon.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn.
Fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss.
Ooh, that will scare somebody.
Did I ask them to do that? You wanna be with me.
Like, what the fuck is this? And everybody's like, what the fuck is this?
You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact. I ain't got time for that. Staying up late.
No case is perfect.